Hello, hello. So, kind of wandering around, trying to see where I can fit in, where I can add value, where I can make change, make new reality to kind of move things forward so that we're no longer kind of stuck in this, I don't know what you want to call it, hybrid crap. Um, to stand in reality, to see um, how reality works, what people are resorting to, etc. A good example today, this morning, I'm sitting in my apartment looking out the window, and some strange woman walks down to where the smoking area is. And I thought, oh, okay, this is just some lady coming to have a smoke. Well, no, she took the cigarettes out of the butt storage bins and she dumped them into the flower bed so that she could take the ones that hadn't been smoked yet. I saw it and it's like, holy cow, people are on so many levels, reality is broken. And I don't know if you're seeing it, I'm seeing it. It's just none of the rules apply. Everybody does whatever they want. Everybody's hurting for money. Everybody's angry. Everybody's frustrated. Everything's blowing up into a million pieces, which is okay. It's what has to happen. The reality has to change and and shift. That's what the ascension is. That's what's moving to a higher perspective, a new vibration, etc. But how do I participate in a place where I can't change any of those things and I can't rise above them currently because I try. I try to accept them. I try to breathe with them. I try to allow them to do whatever they need. But at the same time, I have a purpose to shine light, to break down reality, to open it, to expand it so that life can be better for the people involved. And I'm I'm sitting here at the street corner and I'm watching. I'm about to make a turn, and then there's a man where it's perfectly acceptable to beg for money on the corner. And not that there's judgment in that, it's just to what extent do we get to where people have to beg and feel that a traditional job, they can make more money by begging than they can to take a job in the traditional reality. None of these things that we live in are supporting us. They're, as you dig deeper, they're tearing us down. They're closing us off. They're shrinking us. They're covering us in debt and bank concerns and fees and inflation and all these crazy things that are not part of a reality that I would see. But yet, what one thing can I touch to go and change them or make them better? All I can do is accept them and accept that people are dying, people are killing themselves because they can't make their payments, they can't other things, as the whole of reality crushes itself. And this isn't a scary thing. This is a joyous thing because the reality is imploding upon itself and it doesn't need to exist anymore. But how can we assist that? It's not outward right now. Every time I reach outward, I get kicked in the balls. I don't know about you. People want to project. People want to be angry. People don't want to take responsibility for things. They want to tell everybody they're wrong or they're bad or hurt them in some way so that they feel better about themselves because they're hurting. Is that a reality we want to be part of? Is that love? Is that whatever? But everybody needs their opportunity to heal, to be crushed, to move forward, to rise up, to feel better, to be better, to know better, to, I don't know. There's just so many facets of a reality that's decomposing. So what do we do when we don't fit in? We go inward. We look at ourselves. We look at all these things. It it's crushing. So many people say, "Oh, it's all a facet of you." No, it's a facet of the collective. It's a facet of a world that was created with that was overwhelmed by control and power and pursuit of money and other things, and we're dying in energetically out of the old patterns, the old ways. This isn't my personal fault, but I'm a facet of it, so I take responsibility for what I can. I try not to be a victim to things that are above and beyond me, but there's a million facets of me that I cooperated with my parents and family and other things on to live an experience of epigenetic lineage traumas, of trauma, of narcissism, of all these things, which is the human experience. It's the clearing of the past, clearing of the density, clearing of everything, loving it, allowing it to rise up. But you can get lost in it too, of saying, "Hey, I did all these things and I caused all these things and I did all this stuff, but you didn't purposely do any of these things. You participated. You were part of it. You are love. You are sitting here being the center, the anchor, the light that is forcing the cleanup of all this stuff that was built that had no purpose other than to shrink and take. So to go and physically fix each of these facets of manifestation that have happened collectively is impossible for one man or one woman. So we're now being asked to just be in love, to accept that it's there and minimize the pain and the suffering by being loved, by reaching out to people, by being nice when you can, but also at the same time having to have boundaries and not allowing people to project and be angry or stepping away from them, less fighting them, more just going within and saying, holy shit, it's time to move on, and setting a collective intention to heal, to move, to rise up, to be better, to trust. And it's a constant task every day. If you listen on social media, if you listen to the people that are out there speaking about stuff and all these things, you're going to be confused as hell because nobody knows what's really going on. A lot of people will say it and they'll speak to it and they'll try and teach from their confusion or their uncertainty, and we end up all confused. We're going in other people's trauma. We're living out experiences that people aren't really sure of really all these things that collapse. We're feeding a system that no longer exists, and it's just cutting off those energy, cutting off, sending those energies, being frustrated, being angry, being whatever, so that eventually one day you sit down in the energy that exists and just say, okay, I'm done. I don't have to participate. I don't have to be angry, to be frustrated, give it energy in any way, shape, or form. But that's way outside of what the norm is, way outside of what we're used to doing, because we're taught to care, we're taught to please, we're taught to help, we're taught to fix, we're taught to whatever in this human life. But right now it's just observing. And is it serving? No, it's not serving. It's frustrating us. It's killing us slowly. It's letting us be sucked dry. So right now it's just like choosing and saying no, like a parent. You're not going to treat me like that. No, you're going to go to your room if you keep acting out like that, etc. And just guiding gently. That's creating a new reality. But the stuff we let in, the stuff we let to continue, the stuff we allow and accept just because it is or there's nothing better, just settles us for what is. So it's okay to be in a state of not liking or not enjoying or not happy with, and make a statement to the universe and say, okay, this isn't acceptable and I'm not going to allow that to continue. Put it into the field, put it into the light that's going in, and then we anchor it. And then all of a sudden when it shows up, we're telling the universe, no, you're not going to manifest that anymore. And then as more and more people just, it's not fighting, it's just not allowing, not fostering it in our energetic system, not living in the frustration, not living in being shut down by it, but just like a gentle parent. Hey, no more, Johnny. This isn't going to continue. If you keep that up, I'm going to have a direct communication with you, and this isn't going to work out well. And then eventually, sometimes the darkness is so fucking bitter and angry. Sometimes we have to take action and 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 let their world collapse, because sometimes they're just so angry and so pissy. And I'm not saying do anything to anybody, but energetically, you can go inside and say, "Demon, stop." And that demon will stop. It's not usually the person's face that has it. It's just that person has got so low vibe that they don't know that that's inside them, and then they can't let it go. Give it an exorcism. Let it go. You don't even have to say a word. Just in your energy, say, "No, I release you," so that you can have a life and maybe make your own choice now. To that person, that energy, sometimes that's all it needs. A light worker is just recognizing and being aware that something is off and something is wrong, and it's not serving this person, and it's not serving humanity, and just go inside and say, "Gone." And they'll be gone. It's that simple. But just going into each day, talking to each person, seeing each thing, seeing the truth underneath, and just making a choice, saying, "No, that's not going to continue to be allowed. No, you're not going to talk to me like that way. No, you're not going to fucking piss on me," or whatever. That's how we walk in a reality that no longer serves us. How we make our way through when things feel really crazy and broken and sometimes dark. Don't allow it. Shine light into things. Burn the frick out of whatever darkness is inside of them just by your smile, by your kind words, by your killing them with kindness. That's how we get through. And then next time, that person, maybe you change their life. Maybe you save them. And it's not our job to save them, but that darkness, how can a person ever make a choice if they're got ruled by darkness? So just little small things like that. See how it feels and walk with it. If anything shows up you're not sure about, put some notes in the bottom. But that's our path through right now. And it's hard. It just feels like waiting and sleeping sometimes and having to deal with a whole pile of shit. But the more shit that goes is the less shit that's still on the scale to be cleared. And then one day there's going to be nothing left on the scale to be cleared, and it'll change. Everything will fall apart, and we will be the dominant energy. Is the light, the love, the caring, the compassion, the caring about what's going on in the world, and caring about people, and wanting better for them. And that dominant energy will now be true, and it'll go to source, and it'll go and create everything, and away we go. That may sound weird and all over the place, but it's the truth I see within, and hopefully by sharing it, that helps you. I love you all. I wish you a very good day. Keep shining, keep burning through whatever darkness is going out there. It's time to rise up and time to move on. Thank you. Love you all.